let's talk about something so many of us deal with. You ever just have freezing cold hands or feet, even when it's not actually that cold out? It's super common, super frustrating. But what if it's not just some random thing your body does? What if it's actually a very specific message your body is trying to send you? Okay, let's get into it.
You know the feeling, right? You're just sitting inside, you might even be cozy under a blanket, and your hands, they feel like they could double as ice packs. It's so uncomfortable, and honestly, it's just a little bit weird. If this is you, you've probably just shrugged it off as, oh, I have bad circulation. But you know that's really only scratching the surface. The real reason has way less to do with the temperature of the room and a whole lot more to do with your body's own internal security system. So, the first thing we've got to get straight is that this isn't an outside problem. It's an inside job. That feeling of cold in your hands and feet, it's a direct result of less blood getting to them. And there's a specific biological process that's responsible for this whole thing. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's called vasoconstriction. Vaso just means vessel, and constriction means to tighten up. So when this kicks in, the warm, oxygen-rich blood that's supposed to be keeping your hands and feet feeling good has a much, much harder time reaching its destination. It's kind of like a four-lane highway suddenly squeezing down into a single tiny lane. And I mean, the difference is night and day. On one hand, you've got normal blood flow, wide open vessels, basically a super highway for warmth and oxygen. The result? Warm hands. But when those vessels constrict, that warmth just can't get through, and you're left with ice blocks. So the real question is, what's telling those vessels to clamp down like that in the first place? Well, the answer lies with the master controller of pretty much all your body's automatic functions, your nervous system. It's the one calling the shots. And sometimes, well, it can get a little overprotective. To be more specific, we're talking about your autonomic nervous system. The easiest way to think about it is like your body's silent automatic security guard. It's running in the background 24/7, managing your heart rate, your breathing, your digestion, and yep, your blood flow, all without you ever having to think about it. And it basically has two settings, rest and digest or fight or flight. And this is where it all clicks together. When your body thinks there's a threat, and that can be any kind of stress, that fight or flight switch gets flipped on. The first thing it does, it tells the blood vessels in your hands and feet to squeeze shut. Now, why would it do that? It's a brilliant survival move, actually. It pulls all that precious blood away from your limbs to protect your most vital organs, your heart and your brain. Now, in a perfectly regulated system, that alarm turns off as soon as the danger is gone. But for a lot of people, especially anyone dealing with nervous system dysregulation or dysautonomia, that alarm system can get stuck in the on position. Your body starts acting like it's in a constant low-grade emergency, even when you're perfectly safe. And it's usually not just one thing keeping that alarm stuck on. Your body is this incredibly complex, interconnected system, and a whole bunch of other factors can be contributing to this state of high alert. I mean, just look at this list. If your metabolism is running low, your cells literally aren't producing enough heat. If you're under chronic emotional stress, you've got adrenaline pumping all the time. Problems in your gut or with your immune system can create inflammation that messes with your blood vessels. Even physical stuff like bad posture or tension in your neck can screw up the nerve signals. It's all connected. Okay, I know this can all sound a little bit bleak, but hang with me, because this is where we get to the absolute most important part of this whole explainer. It's time to completely flip the script on how we think about this symptom. When you look at all these different pieces, the nervous system, the stress, the inflammation, what is the one singular idea that connects every single dot? The answer is this, and this is so important to really hear. Your body isn't broken. It's not failing you. Those cold hands are the end result of a smart, ancient survival strategy. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do when it senses danger. It's protecting you. This isn't a random glitch. It's a strategic move. Your body is making a split-second, calculated decision to reroute its most valuable resources, blood and energy, to your core, to your heart, and your brain to get you through what it thinks is a crisis. It's a message. That cold sensation is your body's way of telling you, hey, I'm in protection mode right now. And that means warmth isn't something you can just force. It's something that just comes back naturally when your system finally feels safe enough to let its guard down. So, of course, this brings us to the final and honestly the most hopeful question of all. If the whole problem is an overactive alarm system, how on earth do we convince it that we're actually safe? How does that warmth come back?
The answer isn't about thicker gloves or cranking up the heat. The real lasting solution is to go to the root of the problem. It's all about learning how to send consistent signals of safety back to your nervous system, teaching it that the threat is over and it's okay to power down that alarm. When your brain and nervous system feel safe, they will gladly let that warm blood flow right back out to your hands and feet.
So I'll just leave you with this idea to think about. What if, instead of seeing your cold hands as this annoying flaw, you started seeing them as a messenger? A little alert from your body, a call not to force more warmth from the outside, but to actually cultivate a sense of safety from the inside out. What do you think might change if you started right there?